Hello, and welcome to Dice Friends. This is episode 3 of Best of Intentions, a D&D 5th edition game that is part of the Adventurers League organized play campaign, Oracle of War. I'm Dale Friesen, and I will be the Dungeon Master today. Joining me are 3 fantastic performers, so let's find out about them. Jacob, who are you playing today, and what has your character been up to since last session?
Hello, my name is Jacob Burgess. I am a voice actor, a writer, and the director of operations for an indie game publisher called Yesbert Games. I am playing Patches, the rogue bard, the Warforged rogue bard, and I've been working on a secret project for a friend since our last mishap. Two friends that saved my life. Saved my bacon, where I made out of pig.
Okay, that sounds intriguing. Corey, how about you?
Hey, I'm Corey Dickinson. I am appearing at LoadingReadyRun and Tilty House as a content creator. And Holler, my Warforged fighter, has probably spent the last week lecturing Patches about, party safety and roles. So it doesn't almost die again.
Okay. Andy, over to you.
My name is Andrew Camden. I'm the man who's been illegally dumping his recyclables in your blue bin at night. And I am playing Marcel de Thrashk, who is a level 3 half-orc ranger. I'm getting ready for this one. This is going to be a good show, I think.
Excellent. So, it's been about a week since you came back from the expo site and found Mistress Goodpot injured. You've healed her up, you've shored up the defenses around the Tail of Flowers, and this is a good thing because, in spite of the rain, some unsavory types have gathered outside. So right at the edge of visibility, which, given all of the overcast nature of the Mournlands and whatnot, is about 300 feet away, you can see 2 figures who look like they're probably human. The reason you notice them is because they just did some sort of alchemical thing that caused a 20-foot tall pillar of purple flame to lance into the sky. And now that you're looking out the window, you can see 2 more pillars just like that, with the 3 of them forming a line away from the inn. Good news, though, as you watch, the furthest flame flickers and dies. So now there are only 2 of these purple pillars of flame. Also, dozens of humanish figures are shambling toward the new flame from the direction of the others. A deformed ogre with a couple of large tools over her shoulders was watching the 2 people do the alchemy, and now she jogs out of line of sight. I think we should roll initiative. But I see Jacob wants to make a comment.
Yes, indeed, because Patches had come up to the window, just armloads of signs in his arms, walked up to Holler. What are we looking at? Oh, that's...
Well, it looks like you've got a lot of signs there.
Well, Marcel had found a list that you wrote of names for the inn, and I felt bad that we hadn't used any of them, so I've been spending the past week making different signs for you to put out front, because it was a very good list, and some of the names truly were inspired. So I'll just go put these somewhere safe, and you can change them out when you want.
Oh, this is amazing,
just
Patches!
one last look outside. What?
It was amazing! Thank you so much!
Marcel found the list. I just made the signs. All right.
So, we should roll initiative. Please.
Rolled. I've got a 13.
Marcel got a 13. Holler, how about you?
18.
18 for Holler. And Patches?
10.
10. Okay. Well, that's kind of exciting. Most of you are going before most of my people, which is good for you.
That is exciting. I would agree
Yes.
with that. Yes.
All
Makes me
right.
nervous when you say exciting.
Oh, I just want what's best for you. I want what's most fun and most interesting. And,
Those
you
are
know, I
different.
don't want you to be bored. So,
Success isn't boring.
let's not test that. So, the first person to go is one of the two humans right behind, or right by that close alchemical pillar of flame. Can you see the initiative tracker?
Yes.
Excellent. So, the woman, so they kind of, you don't know if this is in a pot or what it is, because they kind of put this behind a bit of a hill. Hill's a strong word. It's just
Hillock?
some,
Berm.
yeah, sure, berm. I like that. So you can see her from like the shoulders up, and she reaches up, and she does something with her hat, and there is a circle of light that comes on around her head. It's flickery. It's not a constant light. And clearly activating this headgear is taking a bit of concentration on her part. So that's all she does this round, which means it's Holler's turn. Hey, Holler, what you doing?
So, there's shambly forms coming towards the inn and a big fire,
Yes,
but nothing hostile's happened.
right.
Stuff.
You could probably go back to the bar and see if Mistress Goodpot has some cool socket you can stick your finger into for a bit of a buzz.
That does sound amazing, but I'm gonna yell to the inn because I'm assuming it's just us in here. There's no other travelers that have stopped by.
That's true. It's just the four of you, just the staff.
Oh, good news! There's company outside. Company is coming. We're gonna have guests.
Oleo, I'm not sure these are the type of guests we would like to have at this point in time.
I'm going to agree with that. Usually guests don't bring giant pillars of signaling flame.
I don't
like
know
to
what they're
eventually
bringing
be
to
that
barter
popular.
with. We don't take money. It's just salvage. Maybe that's what they're bringing to pay with.
Perhaps we could salvage something from them when we are through with them.
So Holler, are you doing anything?
Nope.
Okay. Okay.
Who is next? Many rows of check question marks. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
One of them's
For
got a
the
party
for the
hat.
listeners at home, the podcast. There's the initiative track the initiative tractor that's pulling away with all of our initiatives on it, and it's got our names and then a lot of rows of question marks. There's a lot of people outside that door. It looks like.
Yes.
How far away?
So the two human types are about 300 feet away. Normally that's how far you can see, but they've got this flame now, so you can see behind them this group of humans shambling up.
Okay. Just point of order, Corey.
Yes.
You can hold your initiative.
It's gonna take a couple rounds for them to get into range. I don't have any ranged attacks.
Right. But you can hold your initiative and then wait for them to move and then be like, I want to go now. And
Yeah,
you
sure.
move down
Okay,
the
I'll
initiative
hold
tractor.
until the end of the round.
Yeah, you can jump in. You can, if you say you hold
Yeah.
your initiative, you can pretty much jump in any time. So if one
Okay.
of these things like
Go for it.
flies or uses a weird halo thing to grow angel wings and poop fire all over the
Then I'll
hillside.
sit inside the inn and watch. It'll be fun.
Exactly. Yes, I poop in angel fire.
Yes, that is not the thing that is happening this round. Also,
this round they're 300 feet away.
It's
They
a
might
long
have
way.
had a lot of spicy food. You don't know.
If the issue is that you just don't have a ranged weapon, you do have a patron you could go talk to about that. Just putting that out there. Anyway, it's Marcel's turn.
Maybe. I would like to know a few more things about this inn, because I assume we're all aware of what's happening. We've seen this through the windows. Is that correct?
I should ask you that. You shouldn't ask me that.
That's a good question. I assume that when the cool purple pillars of flame went up, that made an audible sound, because that wouldn't be fun if it didn't. So I'm going to say that when that happened, Marcel stopped, who was looking for the ghost cat as well, and putting out little bits of catnip that he crafted from the things outside, because he's a ranger and he's skilled like that. And he's sort of putting it around the room. I'm going to get this ghost cat. If I survive this fight, we will speak to the ghost cat. But anyway, and went to the window, but just before initiative hit, and went, oh, sacre bleu, and saw the things that you described happening vaguely in the overcast distance. So my questions are: is there what's our front door look like? Does it have a lock? Does it have a bar? Does it have a deadbolt? What's the situation on the door?
It has a lock.
Okay.
I have details on the lock if they become important. Now, this is an inn, and you've said that you're open for customers. Does that mean the door is unlocked, or does that mean you keep it locked? And
In the Moorlands, and I think since Goodpot's been attacked, I think we'll probably keep it locked, and somebody can knock on the damn door if they want in.
okay.
If they want in.
Yeah. Very,
Sounds like bad
very good.
business.
And the windows themselves, I see we have this gorgeous map that Corey did.
We have
a
11
marvelous,
windows.
We have 11 windows.
We
Are these the kind of windows that open? And do they have latches on them as well?
They are glazed, and you can open them.
Okay.
Also, I see
right.
I've forgotten to put Mistress Goodpot into initiative.
Yeah.
That's
great.
So yeah, like when I saw the stuff and I hit my initiative, I yelled. So everyone in the inn knows about stuff.
Okay.
And yeah.
Good.
I am
Excellent,
not
good.
trying to hide this from you.
Oh, certainly. Yeah. I just want to see what I because my options are to barricade the door, or to use my half orc perception and try to get a better understanding of what's going on out there. And I think, can I do both? Por que no dos, or the French version of that? Could I could I quickly, in that 6 seconds that I have per turn, could I pick up the back of a bar chair, ram it under the door handle to the front door, and look out the window and use some of my good ranger perception?
So, if we assume that you are in the bar area, looking out the window, you could look out there, and then you have several types of actions in 5th edition. There are actually 5 types of actions, but looking is not an action. So if all you're doing is looking, and you want to ask me some questions, why don't you ask me those questions, and we'll figure out if that's the kind of thing I can tell you.
That's good. I would like to get a better understanding of what is coming our way, and how many of the what is coming our way.
Okay. Then yes, I would like you to make an intelligence check with your proficiency bonus and you have advantage on this check. And this is specifically about the humanish things shambling toward you, not the two humans who are doing alchemy, correct?
Yes, because that seems the more immediate threat.
Okay.
So let's do that, and that's either a 15 or a 9. I'll take the 15 minus 1 is 14.
Okay, so with a 14, you can tell that these are mindless undead, but they do seem to be moving with a purpose.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and about how many does it look like?
Well, it's the first group is only half a dozen, but there are more groups behind them.
Okay.
Good. And they're just these mindless shambling things.
Shambling what? Sorry.
Humanish things.
Okay, excellent. Well, then I will see that, and I'll shout over my shoulder, "We got some of the dummies! They are coming! They look, I will feel no guilt about ending their existence on this planet. There is at least 6 of them, and there are more coming."
And then you grab a stool,
Great.
and you move to the door, and you barricade the door.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
All right.
And that is my turn for now.
All right. And you don't have to worry about rolling to see if your barricade is effective, because I will take care of that for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And that is Marcel's turn, which brings us to Patches.
Yes. Patches is going to go to one of the windows.
Sure.
Prop the window open and take aim with his crossbow.
Okay.
Let me just make sure. Yep. And I will activate Prestidigitation as well, which lasts for an hour, and then I can do a bunch of different effects. Prestidigitation can open and close windows.
Lovely. So that's your action. You're not firing. Is that correct?
I am not firing because there are things such as intelligent undead, even the shamblers that we found in the expo hall talked. I don't want to assume, so I am going to take aim.
Okay. So you have been told by your ranger that these are the dummies.
Yes. In Marcel's vocabulary, these are the mindless ones. These are...
Thank you. Let's assume that we had worked that out, yes. So if this is one of the mindless ones, then yeah, I'm going to shoot it.
Okay.
Yep,
so can you shoot and cast Prestidigitation on the same round? I don't remember what kind of... This isn't me making some sort of point. This is me not remembering what kind of action Prestidigitation is.
You know what? No, I can't. That is
okay.
That is a good point. So I'm going to cast Prestidigitation and just ready in cover, because I have a feeling with zombies, being able to quickly close windows as a free action might be a good idea.
Sounds lovely, yes. Which brings us to someone else. This is the dude who's behind the berm, who was working on the alchemy. And he also spends his round activating his headgear. It has 2 of these weird flickering circles, one on either side of his head. Yes, Jacob?
Because I am an honest man, this is a wild magic zone, yes?
Yes.
I cast a spell.
Ooh. All right. Let's start with...
I didn't want to tell you this. I want that noted.
So, what are you targeting specifically?
I'm not targeting anything. I'm casting Prestidigitation. It lasts for an hour, and then I can do effects.
I misheard you. I thought you said dispel. I'm like, oh, he must have a reaction.
I heard dispel.
Oh,
So
I'm sorry.
you're saying
No.
you cast a spell.
A
Thank
spell,
you for.
yes.
I understand now. Please roll a d20.
Damn my honest face. How do we like a 17?
A 17 sounds like everything works exactly as you expect.
Good. I apologize for interrupting. Please continue with...
Yes, thank you for your honesty. The woman by the pillar has a circle above her head like a halo. The dude has two circles, one on either side of his head, like Princess Leia. But they're flickery lights. It's like the neon sign outside of a bar that decades ago was a place that people loved and was an important part of the community, but now is just a place where a couple of drunks hang out talking about how they used to be important when they drank here in its heyday. And that's all that guy does.
I feel like I missed
I love
the
that
reference.
Ibsen play you just wrote. That was very good.
Thank you. So you know how they're sort of fritzing now.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. One of
All
the
right.
two men's, obviously, name is Fritz. Yeah.
All right. So the Shamblers move past the flame, completely ignoring the people who are by it, and they're sort of there and around. And that's all they do.
Okay.
And so I just need to. All right. So Mistress Goodpot is back by the bar, and I think she's hunkering down behind the bar, and she's wielding her soup ladle, but hoping not to use it. So, the woman at this pillar of flame has a crossbow, and she fires it through the pillar toward the inn, not aiming for anything specific, but the bolt very quickly catches fire as it goes through the purple flame, and it takes the purple flame with it toward the inn. And all the heads of the Shamblers kind of swivel to follow the motion of the flame.
Does it
Holler.
stick in anywhere?
Sorry, what did you say, Jacob?
The flame, does it stick in anywhere?
So the crossbow bolt would land near the inn and just sticks into the ground, yes. So far,
Still on
the
fire?
flame hasn't... Yes, but so far it hasn't spread.
Okay.
Holler.
Yes. Are both the humans by the same flame, or are they separate?
They are on either side of the flame behind the berm.
Okay, yeah, but there's two flame pillars active right now?
Oh, yes, but one is quite a ways away past the most recent one is 300 feet away, and then there's a second pillar quite a ways past that.
So they're going further out. They aren't like surrounding us.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I guess I yell, "Patches, stay here!" And I open a window and jump out and run towards the pillar of fire behind the berm.
Okay. So
What are you doing?
You
We
can
have
move
walls!
what, 60 feet?
Yeah.
All right.
30, and I can dash.
Right. Okay. So once you're out there, I can give you a bit more information.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm just looking up your stats here. Yes, you can see... Did I mention there was kind of someone who looked a bit like a deformed ogre?
Yeah, you said they
Yes.
left.
Oh, good. And she has 2 big tools over her shoulders. But you haven't had to worry about her at all because she left your line of sight. So,
Gone forever.
Right. But she is now back in your line of sight. So I feel like I should tell you about that. She is walking up the side of the hill that is you're in.
Good.
That is information that I thought you should have since you're out there. Of course, Marcel and Patches don't know about that.
I'm definitely gonna
Nope.
yell while I'm still running. Just be like, Marcel, the ogre's climbing the inn.
Oh, zoot! Merci, don't get yourself killed out there! I'm on!
So just a reminder about this inn, it's scaled for humans, but it's built by halflings. So you kind of have to picture Hobbiton, where instead of building a peaked roof, they put a bunch of dirt on top of this inn, and grass grows on top of it. All right, so there is someone doing some things. But you can't see that. So it's Marcel's turn.
Oh, zoot. Well,
You
my...
have
my...
just-
Sorry?
You have just wedged the front door closed.
Just watch the front door closed. Patches did some magic and Holler jumped out a window. Okay, because that was going to be my plan. Only I was going to go out like Mistress Goodpot's room and be sneaky about it. But that's
You can still do that.
yeah, that's fine. Well, at least okay. What do we have now? We have a big distraction in Holler. So I just shut that. I just jammed the door closed. So I guess what I'm going to do is look out the window because looking is a free action. So what are the undead? How are they reacting to Holler barreling out there into battle?
So Shamblers react slowly. So far, they haven't really had time to do much of anything since she ran out there. They are just sort of now noticing the flame that is closer toward the inn.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and there's that flame, and that has come down and landed somewhere around the. Okay.
So there's a big sort of copse of trees outside the inn. It was sort of shooting vaguely for that, but mostly concerned with getting through the fire. So I've just said the first one didn't get to the trees.
Okay. Good. Well, I am because and I just learned from Holler that the ogre is coming up the back of the inn there. Well, then I'm going to turn to Patches, and I'm going to say, I'm going to be back very soon, and I sprint out the window after because I can't do anything good from the inside there. I got other than shoot at the other the undead. So I'm going to go out the window just far enough that I can maybe see this ogre coming up the back.
Sure.
And I would like, yeah,
sure,
and can, yeah. And I would like to do is jump out the window, take out my bow, and try to loose one at this ogre coming up the top.
I feel like you'll have disadvantage. This is going to be a very wild shot, but I also think it sounds awesome.
True, and I can always jump back in the window too. These are shambling undead. I know they're gonna. I can come back, and I got high athletics after this. So yes, a wild shot with disadvantage. I can take that. And preferably aiming for the facial region. Maybe get one of those eyes. But let's see. Oof. So let's see. What do I have for this again?
I have a hero point too.
0.2. Okay, well then I would
have a hero point as well. You can roll an extra d6 on top of this.
This is true, and because this is a very big person, and I feel like I can take the undead coming at me, I may want to use this hero roll. So let's see, a longbow, +3 to hit. So because I just jumped out that window, I probably can't cast Hunter's Mark at this point in time. That'd be probably too much for one turn.
You could do that or shoot.
I could do that or shoot.
Yes.
Well, then it might be because I get a good bonus for that Hunter's Mark. I get to re-roll my. I get one extra
d6. You can cast Hunter's Mark and shoot. Hunter's Mark is a bonus action.
Thank you for looking that up.
Okay, so can I do that? Can I take a bow shot with disadvantage and cast this Hunter's Mark?
Yes. Do you want to do it in the other order if you get bonuses from Hunter's Mark?
Yes, I would like to cast Hunter's Mark. I would like to. Marcel would say goodbye to Patches and maybe like blows him a kiss and dives out the window into a roll, gets back on his feet, turns up to see the ogre coming over the little hobbit inn, and mutters some arcane things. His dragon mark glows a bit, and I cast Hunter's Mark on this big ogre, and I take out my bow and I say, "I see you." And I cast and I roll with disadvantage.
But before you do that, you have cast a spell, and I would like you to roll a d20, please.
Oh, you! And by the way, I said Ibsen. I should have said Pinter. I realized that once I'd said it. I apologize. Ibsen is more 19th century. There wouldn't be electric lights. So yes, I will roll a d20. Here we go. Oh boy, I rolled a 19, and
19.
Yes, I rolled a 19.
So everything works exactly the way you expect it to work.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. So I roll an attack roll with disadvantage. I've got +3 to hit. Here we go. There's an 8, and there is a 4. So 8 plus 3 is an 11.
I'm afraid that's not how. If you rolled an 8 and you rolled a 4.
Oh, with disadvantage. That's right. So that's even worse. That's a 7.
Okay, so you have drawn her attention, but you haven't hit her.
That's fair, and also bad for me.
Okay, so I think it's Patches' turn.
Maybe you should close the window that Marcel jumped out of. Just a suggestion. Something you can do.
So, to be fair, I misread Prestidigitation, or they updated it since last game I played a while ago. I cannot open or close windows with it.
Oh.
That is not a thing I can do. I can snuff out candles, or
How far?
Campfires.
What's the range on that?
10 feet.
Oh, so you
It's not
can't get
great.
the arrow. Damn.
It's a
I
cantrip.
would love it if that
Well-
arrow was gone.
Yes, that was going to be my question. Is the arrow still, like, purple flame?
Yes.
Okay. And does it look like all of the shamblers are heading towards it?
I mean, they haven't acted since it was there, but they are certainly staring at it.
Okay. Is there a roll that I can make to be sure?
I can just tell you that that's what's going to happen.
Excellent. How far away is it?
It's like 50 feet.
I can get there in 50 feet.
Yes, you can.
Okay. I'm sorry I can't do what you told me. I'm going to run out towards the arrow.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
So you run out toward the arrow. You
Yes.
can get close enough then to use Prestidigitation to extinguish it. Is that correct?
No. I can pick it up, and I can fire it back.
Ooh.
Wow. All right. So I feel like we should have some sort of let's not burn ourselves on the alchemical flame while we are picking up this crossbow bolt and loading it into our wooden crossbow.
Fantastic.
What
kind
sort
role would
of...
you like?
I was going to ask what you were going to offer me.
I could offer you acrobatics, athletics, perhaps.
Dex save.
I would take either of those.
Take your pick. Pretty much all my bonuses are about the same.
All right. Well, then why
Okay.
don't you roll your die, add a number, and tell me how well you did.
Great. 10.
Okay. So, do you burn yourself and fire this thing back? Do you burn your crossbow and fire this thing back? Do you pick up the bolt, say ow, 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 and drop it, and nobody gets burned?
Or do I use my hero die to try and not do any of those things?
Okay.
How does that sound?
It sounds like you're going to have to tell me that one of those things started to happen, but you had some sort of heroic recovery that you're going to describe for us.
Patches reaches down to grab the bolt, and it looks as though he is, like, in his haste, grab the whole thing bodily and jam it in the crossbow fast enough to not burn himself, but definitely was going to damage his crossbow. And then, as he got down, just quick loaded it, as if he were remembering some training that he used to have.
I like it.
And I will roll my d6, and that's going to be a 5.
That
Brings
sounds
the total to
amazing.
15.
15 sounds like a success, whereas 10 sounded like a failure. So I like that.
Wonderful.
I think your crossbow might, at your discretion, have some cool burn marks that have no game mechanic effect.
It can absolutely be scarred just like its owner. So he'll jam that in, load it up real quick, drop to a knee, and fire it at one of the... You know what? I'm going to fire it right back at the person that shot it.
All right, so you've moved 50 feet, and
Ooh.
you've loaded this crossbow, and now you're attacking, is that correct?
I am going to attempt to, yes.
Okay.
In order to hit at this range, I would be at disadvantage, I believe.
And are you able to move 50 feet and attack?
Nope. I'm able to stay here with the thing that's attracting all the undead in my crossbow.
Okay.
Cool. Well, that's what I'm doing.
All right. Now that you have Prestidigitation active, can you use its effects as a free action?
No. That is
Okay.
unfortunately not how prestidigitation works. What I can do, however, is give Marcel Bardic Inspiration with my bonus action.
All right.
That
And then that's my turn.
sounds fun. Do you have an arcane focus that you sometimes use for your bardic spells? I know this isn't a spell. I'm just asking because I need this information later.
My arcane focus is a horn flute. It's
Thank you.
Syrian? Seer? Chirene? How do you pronounce
Any
this?
Kira?
any pronunciation is
Kira.
canonically correct.
Okay,
I
great.
say Kira, but the pronunciation varies widely.
It's a Syrian war flute.
Okay, that sounds like something else, but sure. Is that like a panpipe?
Yeah, but bigger.
Okay, cool.
It's like 3 Viking horns shoved together.
Nice. All right, it's the thing we're calling the deformed ogre's turn, and she starts digging. She gets to the roof over top of the inn. She's just kind of over the bar area, and she starts digging down into the hill. She's got some sort of weird shovel that has glowing blue lines going up the handle. That looks like something that might be worth some salvage later if you can get your hands on it.
Yeah.
I will certainly get that.
Yeah. That looks
And-
like treasure we don't have yet.
Indeed. Speaking of treasure you don't have yet, there's a fellow near the alchemical pillar. and he has picked up this. He's kind of. It's made of wood. It's about 5 feet long. It's cylindrical. It's about 4 inches in diameter. It's a great big thing. So he's just kind of manhandling this massive rod. And while he has his wood, he's kind of thrusting it into the purple flame.
I went to that club once.
I didn't hear what you said, Jacob.
I went to that club once, yeah.
So, but just the tip. And so it's all now nice and fiery. So you now have enough light that you can see that it's covered in symbols and weird shapes that are perhaps drawn or perhaps embossed. And the end was already all blackened. And it is now on fire with this purple flame. And you're all a bit closer to him now. So I'll just tell you, he's not wearing standard armor. He has a weird vest thing that also has a bunch of symbols and shapes drawn on it. If anyone can give me a perception check 21, I'll give you more details. He's still pretty far away.
Very good perception. I may be able to do
17.
Yeah, of
16.
course, other people are willing to try.
And Marcel also has a bonus to his perception checks.
I sure do. Didn't roll well.
And if you would...
Plus a D. 4 is 20.
You do have Bardic
one
Inspiration.
short. I do a Bardic Inspiration, but
Or
I
you can
kind of
save that
want to
for your
use that
attack.
for the ogre.
Yeah, I get it.
I kind of want
I
it
get
for
it.
that.
Your call.
But you know what I will do? I do have a hero point.
Can you
That I
roll at
think
least a
is a good-
1 on a d6? Because that's
I
all
hope
you
so.
need.
No!
Um,
I just blinked out straight. I hope you
Yeah, I
come
know.
back.
okay.
It's weird, because in the void, you can't roll a 1 on a d6, so I'm glad I'm back in now this material dimension. So, oh no, it's the void again. Okay, here I am. Okay. So 0 point, because I'm curious. Yes, and yeah.
Let me tell you about
22.
These designs. Okay.
Please do.
So, on this vest, you see a series of four lines of 5 circles, just going down one side. And most of these circles are black. But in the bottom line of circles, there are 4 orange circles and 1 black circle. So, there's a rectangle that's got 20 circles, and 16 of these circles are black, and 4 of these circles are orange. And then there are a ton of other weird symbols and things that you can't really see. Now, with the 22, I think you also see that the woman who is standing nearby is looking very apprehensively at him. And I think that's all that... what he has done takes up his entire round. So, the Shamblers are moving forward. They will not reach Patches this turn, but they are clearly moving toward him. Also, you can now see more Shamblers that are approaching the pillar. About half a dozen of them. Mistress Goodpot is not any place any of you can see her. So this brings us back to the woman who's by the pillar. And she is going to try again to shoot the purple fire into the big tree outside your inn. Now, Patches, you're right up close on this fire. You're out there in the rain. It does not seem to be in any way affected by the water coming down on you. But the trees are wet, so she's going to have trouble lighting them up. Yeah, she hits the trees. The fire doesn't look like it's spreading this round. So there are now 2 crossbow bolts with this fire. One has thunked into a tree. One is in Patches' crossbow. And the trees do not catch fire, and that's all she does. So it's Haller's turn.
I'm still running towards them. Just kind of flat out.
I didn't hear that, Corey. I'm sorry. Could you say that again?
I'm still running towards them.
Okay, toward the 2 humans or toward the undead?
No, towards the humans with the pillar.
Okay. All right. Well,
can you tell me if I get close enough to see, like, if there is a pot under the giant flame or something? Or if it's just fire?
I think you'll have to get almost right up to them because you know there's this berm in front of them. Yeah. I don't think you have line of sight. I don't think it's a distance thing. I think it's a get around the dirt thing.
Yeah, okay. So I'm running at them.
All right. So you move another 60 feet. You've moved 120 feet. You are certainly right near the shamblers if you want to be.
No.
Okay.
I'm going after
Jacob, I see that hand.
the alchemists.
Okay.
So, please correct me if I'm wrong. I thought she used a dash action, which is quadruple move on her first turn, which would take her 120. My math is bad. Because you can move 30 feet. 3 times 4, that's 120 feet, right?
So you've moved 120 feet? I'm not tracking this.
I'm dashing, so...
Okay, so How far have you moved is my question.
I'm looking for a read up on dash to see if there's like any restrictions, but as far as I know, I just keep running, so I guess I'm 240 now?
Okay, so they're 300, so next round you'll start out 60 feet away from them.
Perfect.
Okay. And now it is someone doing some things you don't know about, and then it's Marcel's turn.
So is that just you then, Dale? Is that character just you?
Probably.
That person.
Yeah.
All right. And Marcel notices, like, just looks around at her, notices from 300 feet away the pattern on this mess, and goes fast that away. And then I look back at the ogre, who I now is digging into the roof, and I shout as a free action, Mistress Goodpot, Mrs. Goodpot, what death from above? And I want, what I would like to do is scale what I assume is a fairly low roof, because by hobbits. I would like to jump onto and then sword into the ogre's neck. I think I'll probably only have time. Yes.
So you can reach her if you give me at least a 13 on athletics.
Excellent. I've got a +4 to that, so this should be hopefully 16 + 4 is a 20.
Well, that's certainly going to reach.
Excellent.
All right.
Cool.
And I would like
insertion time.
Yes. Let's see. And so attack roll is 17 plus 4 is a 21. And I assume that hits. Excellent. And
yes.
So because I've got this hunter mark, I rolled 2d6 worth of damage,
nice.
plus my proficiency modifier. So let's see what that does. That's a 2 plus 2 is 8 damage.
And I believe you have 2 weapon fighting, sir.
I do time to get the other one in. Is it, after leaping up there? Is that?
I didn't hear the amount of damage. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Eight damage.
Thank you.
Eight for the first.
Sweet.
So I have time to get the other one out and play.
Oh, I don't remember how
slice
your
and
character
dice.
works. Yeah, if your 2-weapon fighting lets you do that, then go for it.
Hell yeah, I think it does.
Sure.
It does. So let's do that. That's so I've got to roll. Got to do it for that one as well. I believe. I'm guessing that hits. Plus 4 is 22.
Your second attack for damage. The second attack doesn't use your ability modifier for bonus damage.
Doesn't his ranger taking that 2-weapon fighting as a ranger negate that?
Oh yeah, that's true. Never mind. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True. Okay. So let's. But I only get to use the hunter's mark once. So this will just be 1d6 plus 2 proficiency. Is a 5 plus 2 is a 7.
Ooh. 7. Wow.
It's like 15
So you did 15
total damage.
points of damage to her.
50, and I jumped on top of a building at the same time.
Badass. Andy.
Marcel is in her neck, going, "Go to sleep, go to sleep."
Okay, well, that was heroic. Patches, do you feel you can step to that?
I do.
Great, let's see it.
There's a group of shamblers, correct?
Yes.
Excellent. I'm going to shoot one of the shamblers with the... Okay, help me, friends. Do I put out the fire that's in the tree, or do I shoot a shambler?
You shoot the shambler, then you
I
run
would-
to get the arrow. Like, how close are you to the tree?
Dale said fairly close, so I might actually be able to shoot a shambler, 5-foot step, pull the arrow out.
I think you'd have to jump for the arrow, but you could give me an athletics roll to do that.
Athletics check. Okay, then yes, that's what I'd like to do. I would like to shoot the arrow, and then grab the thing. Okay, good. Yeah, no, this is gonna be fine. This is gonna work out well, everybody. Watch me go. They're within 80 feet. Okay, that's good. Does a 15 hit?
It does.
Marvelous. Then I definitely hit one of them. And that does a total of 2 damage, plus whatever the fire is.
Yes. So I'm very sorry, 2 damage is not enough to take out a shambler.
That's fine. Maybe it will light on fire. Maybe the fire will attract the other shamblers, and they will kill him in the effort of putting out their friend. I don't know how this fire works. I do know they were attracted to the fire.
Yes, and now the fire is not right next to you.
Yes,
So
now the
I
fire
think-
is not right next to me.
I think you were going to give me a roll to leap and wrap your fingers around another source of fire.
Correct. Ooh, 20.
That's going to do it.
Marvelous. Then
I think with a 20, you can even do it without burning yourself.
fantastic. That's good. Excellent.
All right. So you can either try to reach up with your other hand and hang on to the arrow with one hand and a branch with another, or you can let your weight pull the arrow out of the tree.
I'm gonna get up in this tree
Okay.
because there's zombies. So I will next turn hoist myself up into the tree, pull the arrow out, and then use that arrow to shoot people.
Okay. So right now you're hanging from like the branch that has the arrow in it. Am I picturing that correctly?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I would. But ultimately, I want to get this arrow out of this tree, so it doesn't light
Understood.
the tree on fire. Yep.
Okay.
Marcel, did you use your bardic inspiration?
Not yet. Still got that.
Okay. And Haller's way too far away, so I will sit on it. Cool.
Okay.
All right. I'm good.
That means it's the ogre's turn. So, the ogre is going to smack at Marcel with this glowing shovel thing. She had another tool nearby. It's like a pickaxe. She was not using it for sort of the grassy dirt right at first. How's a 22? Does a 22 hit Marcel?
Oh, it really does. It really
All
does.
right. Have 15 points of damage, Marcel.
What?
And she says something to you. Do you understand Giant?
No, I'm afraid not. Although I love the musicality of the language.
Okay. That brings us to the fellow in the vest who has been performing questionable acts. And he points this wood at Haller, who is running rapidly toward him. And he steps out from behind the berm to do this. In fact, he starts moving toward you. And then, from the end of this large piece of lumber, which is on fire with purple flame, he shoots a line of flame right at you. And he's trying to angle it. He moved out from behind the berm so that he could shoot at you and also toward the inn. Now, unfortunately, he can't reach the inn this round because this is only a 100-foot line of flame. Also, he would have loved to have caught more than one of you in this line of flame, but he did not. So, it comes back to Haller. If you like, you may try to step out of the flame and only take partial damage. If you want to do this, I recommend making a dexterity save.
15.
15 is enough. That means you only take half damage, and I rolled very badly. So half of 19 is a mere 9 points of damage.
Sweet.
19 is badly?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, there were 2 1s and a 2 among those dice. Also, do you remember that there were circles on his vest?
Yeah.
One of the orange circles turns black.
So there were 5? There were... Oh, wait.
Corey,
How many were there? 3?
there were 4 orange circles, now there are 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Warlock?
I didn't hear what you said, Jacob.
It could be a warlock. Doesn't matter. He's got to go.
All right. So the first group of shamblers has someone covered in purple fire. So as predicted, the others basically just turn on that one, and by the end of the round, there is no purple fire, and there is one fewer shambler in that group.
3 sessions in, I finally had a plan work.
Other shamblers move up. Mistress Goodpot is doing something inside. It probably doesn't matter what. The woman with the crossbow is going to fire another bolt through the fire toward the trees, and she is going to miss. And so that arrow is sticking in the ground. She is doing a crummy job of not hitting this enormous copse of trees. And that's all she does, which means it's Haller's turn.
So I'm 60 out, as far as I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What
and
I
I
want to do, what I
yes.
would ideally do, is grab one of these 2 people and shove them into the pillar of fire.
Okay. So
is the man with the dragon stick or whatever too far away, Mr. Princess Leia?
he's like he's like 30 feet from you because he moved out from behind this thing, sort of toward you to get a good angle.
But the
So-
woman with the crossbow is still like right there.
Yes, so she is 60 feet from you, and she is right next to this pillar of flame.
Okay, so if I run there and action surge so I can take another action,
Ooh.
is it like a grapple? Like, is it just a strength check to huck her in there?
Sure.
Would you like the shove rules?
Yeah.
All right. Using the attack action, you can make a special melee attack to shove a creature, either knock it prone or push it away from you. The target must be no more than one size larger. So you make a strength athletics check, and they combat it with strength athletics or dex acrobatics.
Okay. So I'll do an athletics check.
Yeah. So you make an athletics check. They make either an athletics or acrobatics check.
I'd like to add my hero dice to my roll. Let me just.
I got a
roll
16.
Roll. 18.
That sounds like you're going to shove her into this thing.
Yeah. Also, is it like, is there a pot?
There is.
Yes.
Also, there's a wheelbarrow with more pots, but you couldn't see it because it was behind the berm.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
But none of them are lit. It just looks like there are more tools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They led them here.
Yeah.
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 Okay, well, that is bad for her.
It is.
That's very bad for her. All right. So, Marcel, what would you like to do?
Well, I just got hit by this ogre real bad. What did she hit me with? Was it the pickaxe or the shovel?
The shovel.
The shovel.
And she shouted
okay.
something at you.
She did. I don't blame her. Oh dear. Well, we're in it now. I think I've got to. I think the shamblers are mindless, and we've got a little surprise inside. So I think I'll keep my focus on this ogre. How large is this ogre? How is it?
I'm going to say 11 feet tall.
11 feet tall, and I'm 6'8". Okay. What I would like to do is climb on top of this thing, and get on her back with a short sword around her throat. Can I roll any sort of athletics check to see if I can scale this person?
Yes. Now, I'm going to let her attack you as a reaction as you are clambering aboard her.
That's fair.
But you will certainly have... okay, so I'm telling you that and giving you a chance to say, I'm not doing this. Otherwise, I'm just going to roll my attack.
Well, you've been playing this game longer than I. Maybe I shouldn't do that one. Maybe.
Oh, I wasn't trying to tell you not to do the exciting thing.
I am.
Oh gosh. Well, yeah. If she is full of those 15 hits, I can take another one of those before dying. So maybe I won't do that. Maybe I can bank on her having less HP than me. So I'm going to be hit by that shovel, and I will turn back and say, "Oh, it is on like the Donkey Kong," and I will attack. I will attack her again with my first short sword.
Okay.
And that is a 7 plus 4 to hit. What does that land on an 11?
That does hit.
Cool. Okay, then I've still got my hunter's mark on her, so that means 2d6. That's 1, and a 6 is a 7 plus 2 proficiency is an 9 points of damage for that first short sword.
Okay.
And then my second attack roll with good old Lefty comes in is an 18 plus 4 to hit is a 22.
Well, an 11 hits.
That's true. So that should be good. And a D6, come on, is a 3. So that
You
is
get another
that is
D6 on top of that with the Hunter's Mark.
No, I can only use that once per turn.
Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 damage to the target whenever you hit it with a weapon attack. And it lasts for an hour.
Huh.
Let me
Okay.
just check that.
Well, we can check it later. I like you having the extra D6. Just go ahead.
Okay, all right. That's another 3 damage.
All right. So for a total of 6 on that second attack. All right. She's not looking so good.
Good.
And are you doing anything else, Marcel?
I am going to. What can I do? I guess if she's not looking so good, is she staggered? Does she look distracted?
She's in the. I would say she's bloodied.
She's bloodied. Okay. Well, I guess it probably I couldn't disarm her. That would probably be a whole nother action.
You're kind of out of most of your actions.
I'm kind of out of most of the action, so I guess I would like to turn over my shoulder and see Patches in a tree holding a crossbow, and I would say, "Mayday, Mayday, please."
Okay.
Get his attention. I could use some help. I'm a very big, strong ogre. I mean, orc ranger, but I'm not beneath having some sort of having some sort of backup on this.
And it's Patches' turn.
Excellent. So I'm in a tree. If I climb up into the tree, I'm pretty much even with the roof, correct?
Sure.
Great.
I mean, you have different options. If you want to become even with the roof, you can.
Yes, I would definitely like to become even with the roof. So I would like to haul myself up into the tree. I will take the, because I already had a hand on the arrow safely, I will take the arrow out and load the arrow, and I'm going to fire at the ogre. I don't know how I would do this, but it says so in the rules, but I'm going to leave this up to you, Dale. I'm going to non-lethally shoot at her.
Okay,
While setting her on fire?
I don't think you can do enough damage to kill her with an arrow, even if you crit. So maybe it will be moot. Why don't you just shoot at her, and then we'll see what happens.
I'll do that. Oh, boy. Yes, good. Excellent. Shooting. Good. Shooting. Shooting is good. We like shooting, right? Right.
We sure do.
Shooting is great. And you said an 11 did it, right?
It does.
Yeah? Fantastic. I got a 6.
Huh. Well, 6 does not do it.
Yeah. Did I use my hero die? I did.
You did.
Do I have Bardic Inspiration on myself? I don't. Yep. All right.
Do you have regular inspiration from anything?
No. I got nothing.
What about from all of those signs? Didn't you get inspiration for making all of those extra signs for Holler?
I suppose I did. So that means I can use that inspiration roll at advantage, correct?
Yeah, but you don't have to.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay, as you wish.
Yeah. Okay, and that 1, 2, 3, 11. Good.
Okay. So, and so that means you can do some damage.
Yes, I can. Oh, 9 total plus whatever the fire does.
Ooh. 9 plus she's on fire. Well, I think that you remember there are these glowing lights along the side of her shovel handle.
Yes.
I think that the tubes containing the glowy blue liquid break, and the fire gets in there and catches them. So I think she is kind of ablaze at this point, and she's definitely shouting something now.
Merci. C'est incroyable. Merci beaucoup.
Okay, so that worked well. She drops her burning shovel. She drops to the ground. She's screaming. Anybody understand giant? No?
I can cast comprehend languages, but
Yeah.
I
Okay.
used my action to shoot her.
Okay, well, I mean, if you ever decide to do that, she's like, I'm on fire.
fire.
Someone
Oh.
help me. Like, so,
Oh man, I thought it was going to be beautiful giant poetry, just a dying soliloquy of "Is this the end of giant deformed ogress? If these curtains don't go, I will." Just something like that.
She just starts monologuing about, like, oh, the house head that hired me to do this is a big liar.
Just
Yeah, exactly.
gets all Richard III with it.
okay, so the guy with the lumber lumbers toward the inn. So he moves another 30 feet toward the inn, still not close enough, but yeah, I think he's just gonna just outrun this turn because there's no one near him. He's not worrying about what's going on behind him, and he has to get this fire close enough to the inn to do exciting things. So he's just gonna flat out sprint toward the inn. That's all he's doing. The Shamblers are very excited. There is this incredible burst of purple flame up on top of the inn. So they're ignoring the guy in the tree. They're ignoring the other arrow that hit. They are moving as quickly as they can, which isn't that quickly, but it's some quickly, toward the inn. So is the second wave, and so is the third wave. And Mistress Goodpot is doing something inside, and you're not sure what it is, but whatever it is, it's triggering a break. So we will be back with the next round of combat after these messages. Welcome back. So it's another combat round. This means we get to do exciting things like we've been doing, and we're starting with the woman who got pushed into the pillar of purple fire. So she drops her crossbow and leaps out of the fire and just rolls around on the ground, shrieking, trying to put out the fire. Now, Holler, if you like, you may use your reaction at this point to, for example, smack her or possibly help her put out the fire. I'm not sure where you're going with this.
Oh, I'd love to hit her with my flail.
Okay.
That would be amazing.
You can do that for free right now.
Actions. Flail attack.
Also, she's on the ground, so you have advantage on this roll.
It's an 11.
Oh no. Do you have a hero point?
No, I used it to push her in.
Oh, that's right.
I'm sorry, 11's a miss.
Ah, snap.
So that was your free attack on her turn. So her turn ends, which brings us to Holler.
Okay. So, tell me about this wheelbarrow full of pots. How big are they? Are they made of something smashable?
Yeah, they're alchemical things. They're definitely smashable. They look like they've got arcane writing all over them. And I think that you don't even have to roll. If you use your flail this round, you can just smash all of the pots in the wheelbarrow.
Oh, that's not what I want to do.
Okay. All right. Well, you destroy all of the items.
No. Okay, so I'm going to grab one, huck it at the lady.
Oh, okay. All right. Instead of smashing them all with your flail.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you grab one and you throw it at her.
Yeah.
How well does that go?
Amazing. What kind of attack would that be? Is that just an unarmed attack, or is how does a throw work? I don't have any ranged stuff.
Okay. I feel like roll a d20, and you seem like the sort of person who is proficient at throwing pottery at people. So if you choose to be that sort of person, you may add your proficiency bonus.
19.
And and I'll give you your dexterity modifier on this.
Oh. 20.
All right. I didn't hear that number. Say again.
20.
Oh, 20 is a nice large number. So you're going to smash this pottery against her and cover her in this alchemical goo in addition to the d6 damage you're doing to her.
Sweet. D6.
The end of this, just
Yes?
fast forward to the end of the combat, is just Patches trying to interrogate one of the zombies. Because that's the only thing that's going to be left.
My D6 came up a 6.
Nice. Well done.
So the other thing I wanted to do was try to, like, if it doesn't impact my movement too much, start wheeling the wheelbarrow towards the man with the lumber stick.
So
Shiny
I feel like
vest person.
so you've grabbed a thing, you've thrown it. I think you can either get the wheelbarrow pointed in the right direction or start moving toward him.
Yeah, I'll point the wheelbarrow.
Okay, so you've got the wheelbarrow. It's going the way you want it to go.
Yeah.
Next turn, you can start heading toward him.
In for a penny, he goes in the ground.
All right. This is a long shot, but Patches, you're in the trees there. Could you just give me a perception check, please?
Absolutely.
I guess I could use your passive perception, but it doesn't.
My-
It's not good enough, so I want giving you a chance to roll.
Yep. Boop. How is a 17?
A 17 is going to give you something, but not everything. You notice that the window to Mistress Goodpot's bedroom is smashed. Marcel, it's your turn.
Maybe. So, where is Marcel? Marcel is on top of a building that I believe now is on fire. Is that right?
Well, it's got an ogre who tried to extinguish the fire that she is on, but she's covered in this goo, so she wasn't successful. Normally, if you stop, drop, and roll, you can just put out the fire that you're on, but she's covered in some sort of fuel now.
Excellent. And is she distracted by that, by the being on fire and covered with goo?
I think that question is what we refer to as rhetorical.
I see. Implying that she is, or
Absolutely.
Okay, excellent. Well, with this distracted, bloodied ogre that is on a roof, I would like to shove her off the roof onto the shambling horde below, if possible.
Yes. So you are. Oh, Jacob has his hand up.
The one with the fire, who you said was close, might actually be in range. That guy. Yeah.
He is not up to the inn yet, but the shamblers are.
Okay, understood.
So
Yeah.
now this is a very large woman with extra lumps on her body. So I feel like if you want to pull this off, and I want you to pull this off because it sounds amazing, what you're going to do is you're going to get like your hands and your shoulder right up in this alchemical goo fire and just spend some time heaving on it. So if that's what you're doing, I think you should give me an athletics check.
I should. I'm just wondering if that is the best way to do this. I think I would like to know if that pickaxe that she had next to her, which I assume is a very large pickaxe, is this something that it looks like Marcel could maybe pick up with a high strength roll?
Sure. I don't think you need to roll. I think you're going to be staggering a little bit under the weight of this thing, but you can pick it up.
Okay. What I would like to attempt to do is get this thing and hook it around her neck or into her neck and pull all of my weight over the side. Even if I go with it, that's cool too. I'm up for fighting some zombies down there. So, but I would just like to and pull with the weight of that over the side.
Okay, well, I think you're going to have disadvantage on this, but I will give you your strength modifier and your proficiency modifier with this. And I see Jacob has his hand up again.
Can we nominate him for some inspiration? Because that's badass.
Yeah. I should have reminded you of this, but in this game, any of us can give inspiration to anybody.
Hell
That sounds excellent.
Andy,
Yes.
take it. Badass.
Thank you very much. Okay, so normally my athletics is +4. But that is so I would roll my d20. I would add, what did you say? So I would add the +4 plus.
So you can either do your athletics or your attack. Either way, it's +4, but you're at a disadvantage. Now, if you use your inspiration, that cancels out the disadvantage. So you're looking at a single die roll, and you're accepting what's on it. Now, with inspiration, I house rule it so that you don't have to decide to use it until you've seen the roll, but I don't know how that interacts with disadvantage. I think in this case, you're just going to have to decide, am I rolling once or am I rolling twice?
That's true. I also have bardic inspiration on top of that. My understanding is that inspiration doesn't stack. Like I couldn't...
Bardic inspiration should be called something else because it's not inspiration.
Okay. So what does bardic inspiration do again? Sorry.
Bardic inspiration will give you a 1d6 on. Let me just 1 second. Let me just get this here. Extras.
On a list, it gives you 1d6 on a list of things. Also on using an oversized pickaxe to manhandle an ogre over the side of an inn roof.
Yes.
Excellent.
Ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. You get 1d6, and you can use it anytime within 10 minutes. I give it to you.
All right. Well, let's see if I can use this. So all this stuff stacked together is I've got disadvantage, but I'm using inspiration, so that cancels out, and it's just the roll.
Correct.
So I will roll that right now, and that is a 19, folks. Oh gosh.
I think that means you get to tell us what happens.
Okay, so I see this poor ogre. I don't know what her story is. This is a living, breathing thing, and yet she has come to my house. So this is how it ends. And I see her covered with fire or batting away the flammable goo, and I say, Madame, it is time. And I pick up the very large pickaxe, and I stagger back a bit and then topple forward using that this is also Hunter's Mark, by the way, so if this was an attack, but whatever, we're here and it's still good. And I try to hook it around her neck, and it does, and it does just that, so that it almost, so she's sort of pulled like that, and I get that going, but my foot's slipping a little bit because we are on the roof, and now the momentum of her and I is pulling us towards the edge, down onto the shambling horde below.
That sounds amazing. So, I think you each take d6 damage from the fall.
Okay. Fair. And that is 5. That's fine. I've still got 11 HP. I'm still pretty good.
I'll just accept that 5 rather than rolling for her damage. That sounds like a good number.
Okay.
And, you're falling together, so that makes sense. And, in fact, why don't we say that these 5 shamblers each take 5 damage, because then I don't have to roll for any of them. So there are 5 Chandlers that have sort of scattered underneath the 2 of you as you fell off the roof. And I'm hearing the bowling ball strike sound.
Oh, hooray! Hooray!
So I think you're all 7 of you knocked prone at this point. And
Okay.
Patches, are you going to do anything exciting like this?
No.
Well, then do something else.
So I just want to take very quick stock. There was
Yes.
a gentleman that was running towards the inn with a bundle on fire, correct?
With a very large rod.
Tube.
He's like holding his wood, and the tip of it is all sort of engorged and purple, and he has been emitting bursts of purple flame from it.
Gross. So they're all knocked prone in front of, close to the door, and this person has gotten kind of within range.
He's not
of
even
them.
halfway there. No, he's
not even
a
halfway.
long way. He's a long way back. He's more in the Holler area than the Marcel area.
Ah, okay. So he's more in
He's
the holler area. than
probably around 220 away from the inn.
Sure.
the- Okay. I can get over to the prone folks, correct?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. And the door to Mrs. Goodpot's
The window to her bedroom.
the window. Sorry, the
has
window
been
to her
smashed.
bedroom has been smashed. Inside or outside? Is the glass outside or is the
You
glass
do not
inside?
see any glass.
I do not see any glass except for the. Okay, so inside. So I need to get inside. Okay, I'm going to make my way inside. However, I'm going to take one act. I'm sorry.
Which way are you going in? Front door,
So-
or are you?
What I would like to do, because they're all kind of like in a mass in front of the front door, correct?
Sure.
Okay. And there was a window that I had already opened near that area in order to shoot out earlier. So what I would like to do is I'd like to jump down from the tree, get over to the area where everybody is prone, cast Thunderclap to hit everybody that's prone except Marcel, and then get in that window.
Nice. I feel like you're going to need like a 10 on an acrobatics check to pull this off.
I can do that.
I think you can too.
Nope. I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1. All right. So, do you take d6 damage and still do everything you described, or do you spend enough time landing that you're unhurt but can't cast your spell?
I will take that damage.
All right.
Take that damage. I will take it. I will say thank you. I will not ask for another because you'll give it to me, but I will take it.
All right. So d6 damage.
D6 damage. You're making me roll my own damage, you monster.
Well, I feel like it's nice
1.
if players
No,
can
that's fine.
see
You're great.
the die in front of them for damage.
Yeah, I did. I saw that. Let me just mark that with my hand. Dandy. Okay, I take the 1 damage. I'm going
Because
to
you
go
remember
over...
earlier you complained when I was saying, oh, I rolled low, and I'm like, you know what, that was unfair. I
Sir?
should have had Corey roll those 66, and then she could have seen them rather than taking my word for it.
Sir?
So,
No,
There
I'm
you go.
very happy with your quality of rolling today.
I take exception to the fact that I complained. I never complain.
oh,
I object strenuously occasionally, but I have not complained once in any of your games, and nobody should go back and watch any of the VODs, which are on YouTube /LoadingReadyRun.
Live.
I think forward
Wait,
slash.
did I
But
start going
yes,
on?
Forward slash.
I stand corrected.
You sit corrected.
So
So
you've
I will
taken
cast
some
Thunder
damage?
Wave.
Yes.
I've taken some damage. I've taken 1 damage. I will tumble out of the tree, landing very poorly on my shoulder, pop up, and cast Thunder Wave, which, again, when I cast it, sounds like a big funeral bell, slapping my hands together and essentially hitting everybody that's there. Everybody that's on the ground needs to roll a Constitution save difficulty 12, or be knocked back 10 feet.
Okay. Does that include Marcel?
No, I don't believe it does.
Okay. Well, you had just said everybody on the ground, so I just...
He said except Marcel. He did say that.
Yeah, okay.
That depends on if you put friendly fire in your games.
I don't know how your spell works, but if
It's an
this
area
were...
of effect around me. It's in a 15-foot cube around me.
Okay. I think Marcel is in that 15-foot cube.
I will heal you as a bonus action.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. But I want to make sure that all of these folks are down.
Sure.
So hopefully this puts out the fire and knocks out the ogre instead of killing her.
Okay.
And that is 15 damage.
So my Constitution save for her is 20. So does she take half, or is that only to not be knocked back?
No. She'll take half and is not knocked back. Anybody that makes the save takes half and is not knocked back. Also, there is a thunderous boom that is audible out to 300 feet.
All right.
Yep.
I see Corey's hand.
Yeah, sorry, did we do the wild magic roll?
Not yet. I was going to bring that up.
I mean, it should probably happen before we roll for effects, you know.
Oh, you know what? Fine. 2.
The 2 means it happens exactly as you expect it to happen. So,
I don't know if there's a table. I don't think the table is real.
Or is it like Russian roulette and there is a single number on that die that means...
probably what I should do is I should roll a d20, and if you match my roll, something happens, because that would be the true spirit of chaos. But we can worry about that another time. So all of the shamblers in this group are out. The ogre who made her save, but who has been on fire, is literally at death's door, but she's still conscious. Her ears are ringing, and she's still on fire. How are things with Marcel?
Marcel, so I have to make a Constitution roll. Is that what we decided on?
Okay. 12.
I have to beat 12. I have 11 plus 3 is 14.
Excellent. So you take half
15. Okay. Do we round 7. Up or down? 7? Okay, that's fine. So 7. That takes me down. 11 minus 7. Gosh, is 4? I'm at 4 health right now.
Okay. That's better than the ogre.
And then as my bonus action, I will roll a d20 for another spell. I will roll a 16 on that, and I will, as a bonus action, cast Healing Word and heal Marcel for 6 damage.
Merci. And Marcel, just like sucks in a bunch of air, just fallen prone, is now has that sort of after breath where you have the air knocked out of you and goes, thank you very much.
I'm so sorry, and then I jump in the window.
It's okay, I forgive you.
So, you see Mistress Goodpot, who has come out from around the bar, and she is shaking her soup ladle down toward there's sort of a curtain across the hallway down toward the bedrooms. And she's like, and stay out!
Worry not, I'm here.
And what sort of time do you call this? I had to chase him off myself.
Good job.
I think that's your turn, Patches?
Yes. I literally have no more actions I can take.
All right. I feel like the ogre lady has failed for the last time to put out the fire, so I am going to remove her from initiative, which brings us to the gentleman with his wood. So, he he runs forward again, and he is going to fire this thing off and light up a big patch of grass with purple flame. And if you're watching his vest, he now only has 2 orange circles left on this vest.
Okay.
And that's all he does. Hey, that first wave of Shamblers is out of combat. The second wave of Shamblers was moving toward the ogre, so they're making some progress. Next round, they will reach the front door. The third wave of Shamblers is going to head toward that new patch of fire. And Mistress Goodpot just kind of looks around inside the inn for more intruders, and as she turns her back on the bar, the little jar of salt gets knocked off and smashes on the floor, and she spins around. And that's the end of that round of combat, which brings us to the woman who just put the fire out on herself.
Uh-oh.
And she is going to cast a spell. She's going to back up as best she can. Wait, I think that spell... Okay, anyway, and she's going to disappear.
Oh, you can tell me what the spell is. I'll look it up. Andy and Corey, don't listen. What's the... Did you just mean...
No, I was looking at her spell list, and I'm like, oh, is she going to do that? And it's like, no, she's not. She's just going to turn herself invisible.
Oh, she's just got to go.
Yeah, she's done. She's like, she's leaving.
Smart.
Yeah. Holler, you have the wheelbarrow in your hands.
Yeah. And there's nobody else around. There's just the man with his flaming log.
And like 2 groups of Shamblers.
They're dumb. They're no.
All right.
All right. So I wanna grab the handles on the wheelbarrow and full charge towards the man.
All right. Are you doing this stealthily?
No.
Okay. So he might be aware of you doing this.
Okay. And I would like to, as a bonus action, use Second Wind to get 6 health back.
Cool. That sounds like a great thing to do.
Yes.
All right.
Fighters are gross.
So, you make really great progress toward him with this wheelbarrow full of fuel.
Yeah.
Okay.
What would you say throwing range is? 30? 25?
30 feet.
Yeah.
30 feet typically.
Okay.
For short range, long range I think is 60. So long range means it's at disadvantage. I think.
All right. Well, so you do that, and then there is a sound from near the trees coming from someplace where there doesn't look like there's anyone. And it's someone shouts out, "Okay, we're done here. Just get out." You don't. Now, Marcel, did you hear the gnome talking in that first session when you ran after him to the Church of the Silver Flame?
I certainly did.
Would you recognize his voice when you've just heard him shouting, "Hey, we're done here, get out"?
I would like to think so.
Okay. Then let's say that you recognize his voice as the gnome
Excellent.
from the Church of the Silver Flame. He had the holy symbol on and you chased him. But he's clearly either invisible or throwing his voice or doing something, because you can see where the sound is coming from and there's no one there.
Get him. He talked about killing a cardinal, and that's very bad. There's only 12 of them. Get him. Somebody might reward us with more salvage.
He's not... yeah, okay. So, let's just carry on. That was him. I guess I can reveal that that's where he is in initiative. And he is done. So, Marcel, what are you doing?
Well, now I am prone, or I was prone and knocked back. So how does it take a whole turn to stand up, or can I?
Nah.
Can I do?
It just takes half your move to stand up.
Okay, good. In that case, I find myself on the ground, surrounded by the shambling horde, and also a familiar voice coming from a copse of trees, but a voice that I can't see.
Yes, and the shambling horde that is surrounding you was completely disabled by the magic of your friend, and the ogre who is on fire right next to you is also no longer moving. Now, there is a second wave of shamblers approaching you, but they haven't reached you yet.
Okay. I don't know if I have anything in my skill set that would help me. Well, I am a tracker. But given that there is a fireman and a bunch of zombies still coming at us, I'm not sure if I could. What could I do? Jacob, do you have an idea?
I do. So perception is affected by Hunter's Mark, and making that roll should be a free action.
Ah, that is true, and I am allowed even to move my Hunter's Mark to a different entity once the thing I've done the Hunter's Mark thing on is dead. I can move it to that guy.
Oh, you can. You choose a creature and mystically mark it as your core until the spell ends. You automatically have it. No matter who you've marked, you have advantage on Wisdom and Perception checks to find it. So you can move it to whatever that thing was.
Okay.
Anyone else you can see?
Oh, you can choose a creature you can see within range. That's correct. Yep.
But
so
they're invisible. Shoot.
It's still active, so when you do see it, you can just tag it.
Okay. I don't know how I can see it in this.
It's either fun for you to fight the undead, which is your favorite enemy, or try to shoot the fireman.
This is true. And shooting firemen is very good, but I also could. How far away is the fireman right now?
Oh,
are they
longish range?
Longish range. Well, I think what I would like to do before because I'm not sure what else I can do with our little invisible friend. I could just shout, "Did you lose your wallet again?" As I cast. As I would like to cast. So he knows I know. Right. And then I would like to cast Cure Wounds on myself before this horde comes at me and the fireman, just because I'm down to like 10 health.
I want to throw Andy some inspiration for that.
Sure. Yeah. I think that is completely valid. Would you please roll a d20 with that cure spell?
I would be... Oh, I can hear the chamber spinning. Okay, here we go. A 3.
3? I have nothing for you on a 3. It just works.
Oh, thank you very much. And educate somebody who's new to this. Cure Wounds, what do I do for that? I have some hit dice that I replenish?
Yes. It's cure wounds, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a D8?
Yes. D8 plus your spellcasting ability mod.
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. So that's good. That's a +4 with my wisdom on a D8, and that is a 7 plus a 4 is an 11 on a 10. I'm at a 21 HP. Come at me, undead. I'm ready for you.
Excellent.
Oh, well, I will say yes to that. So, Patches, it's your turn.
Fantastic. Good Miss Goodpot, what did you fight and where did it go?
There was a gnome. He was asking me questions, and they were stupid questions. And then he disappeared.
Less talking, more pointing.
She points down the hall to the south, toward her
Excellent.
bedroom.
So the salt fell on the floor, right?
Yes.
Good. So as I'm running, I'm going to pick up a bunch of salt,
Cool.
head into that room, and throw it.
Okay, so I think this is a very long hallway, if I remember the map correctly.
Shit. Yeah, it is.
But when you get there, you can do that.
Okay.
And I'll just tell you, he has long since gotten out of the room. He left quite a while before you. Well, he left before you did.
Before I
and
did
he,
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Where
So.
Where does it... There's only one way out of here, though, if he's going that way.
So he is not going toward the door. He's going back toward the bedroom where there was a smashed window.
Right. So I'm heading that way. I'm trying to follow an invisible gnome as best I can.
Right. And I'm just telling you, you can't reach him before he is out the window.
Before he's out the window.
Okay. And I'm letting you use your clever salt idea to have that confidence. He is not still here.
Okay. Damn. Okay. Well. All right. Help me, folks. Do I chase him or help fight?
Well, I know Mrs. Goodpot's like, my salt! And, chase him. Yeah, chase him.
Yeah.
Okay. Chase him. Yep.
Okay. So you are gonna get down the hallway. You're gonna see Goodpot's bedroom, which the door is open, and she always keeps it closed. The window is smashed. There's glass all over the inside. I will point out that none of you heard this glass break, and this glass was intact when the session started. I'll just throw that out there. Yep. And you throw the salt around, and you're very, very sure that the gnome is no longer in the inn.
Okay.
And I think that's your turn.
Yeah.
Given the amount of distance you had to cover.
Yep. That's fair.
All right.
Yep.
Which brings us...
I'm sorry, any blood? Did he cut himself in the window, maybe?
He did not. That's a good question.
Yeah, damn it. Because I'm not as good of a tracker as Marcel, but I'm okay.
So, this brings us to the gentleman who is going to throw fire at the wheelbarrow full of fuel. Mm-hmm. So, if there is anyone near that wheelbarrow, they may, if they choose, attempt a dexterity save to A, not take full damage from the line of fire, and B, leap away from whatever is about to happen when a line of flame sets the wheelbarrow full of fuel on fire.
13.
Say that again?
13.
13. Okay, so 13 is enough to avoid the line of flame, by which I mean half damage. And you know what? Let's say that it's also enough. I didn't have it prepared for what's the DC on a wheelbarrow. So to start with, the line of fire does 6d6 damage. So why don't you roll that and take half?
Half of 19 again. So that's a 9.
Okay. And you've leapt away from the exploding wheelbarrow, so you're probably safe. There's a whole lot of purple fire here now. Do you think you got spattered with some of that goo?
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens with that down the line.
I'm so sad. I should have put one in my pocket. Like
But, I mean, these are big, like frisbee-sized ceramic things.
Special pocket.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
They should be small enough to fit there, but it takes a standard action to do that, and I didn't have a lot of wiggle.
Yes.
With the distances.
Understood. Andy, I believe you requested that the undead come and attack you. So they are going to acquiesce to your request now.
Fair.
There are 6 of them in this group. I feel like 3 of them could attack you this round. Does that sound right to you?
That sounds about right.
Okay. So the first one hits armor class 6. The second one hits armor class 4. And the third one rolls a natural 1. So, I apologize for the low level of excitement that I have generated in this combat round.
That's all right, because what happens is something beautifully comic, where they all sort of lean back to hit me at the same time, and I just step back 2 feet, and they all fall forward and miss. And I say, these dummies, they're like old friends, really.
All of the arms get stuck in this weird high five, like when they all go down and hit. Yeah.
I love it. All right, and the third group is moving kind of in the wrong direction because there's this big burning field that they're moving toward, but none of you are there, and the inn isn't there. So the third group is just kind of wandering that wayward. Which brings us to Mistress Goodpot, who is chasing after the cat at this point. And
how much do we pay her? How much is she getting to chase cats?
She gets 10
salvage.
10.
per mission, per session.
Which is literally just like a random collection of shit we picked up.
That's why she loves us so much.
Holler, you are up. What you doing?
Am I on fire?
You are not currently on fire, I don't think, because you succeeded at your dexterity save.
I run at the man.
Okay. I feel like you could get to him and smack him.
Oh, excellent. I would love to get to him and also smack him. So
all right,
I will
now
swing my flail.
Okay. This vest has to be worn instead of armor, so he's not wearing any armor. So swing your flail.
21.
I didn't hear you.
21.
21 is a hit.
5 damage.
So he is very unhappy. Also, you have struck this vest thing, which means he needs to make a saving throw, or bad things might happen to him and anyone near him. Oh, but he rolls well. So the vest does not do horrible things. Which brings us to the gnome, who does some stuff you can't see. Marcel, I believe there are half a dozen mindless undead surrounding you.
All right. Well, half a dozen is a lot of things to fight. However, I do have. Awesome. Good thing I'm awesome. I got 2 short swords and a brand new ability called Horde Breaker. So let's try this out for size. So I would like to go to the ones. I assume that they're all within. There are some within 5 feet of each other.
Yeah,
okay,
there are. Yeah.
Marvelous. Well, then I would like to apply some short swords to these lovely undead folks. Making an attack on one is an 18. I assume that's a hit. Plus a d6, which is a 6, plus 2 is 8 damage.
That one goes down.
That one goes down. Excellent. And then I take that same sword, because I have this Horde Breaker thing, and I'm allowed to do this. I cut one in half with that right, and with the same sword, with the Horde Breaker skill, I bring that down on one that's 5 feet away from the first one.
Okay.
And make an attack roll on that one. And that is a 12.
That's going to hit.
That's going to hit. And I'm going to roll a d6 on that one. And that is a 2 plus 2 is a 4.
Okay, so that does a bunch of damage, but 4 is not enough to take out a Shambler.
Okay, but fortunately, I got old Lefty.
Yes.
And so with my other weapon, I'm going to attack again on that one. That is a 17.
Yes.
17 to hit, plus my d6 is a 4, plus 2 is 6 damage.
Okay, so you've done a whole bunch of damage to this thing. It's down. Can you use your Horde Breaker again?
No, I should read the rules carefully here, but
it's once on each of your turns when you make a weapon attack. Yep.
Okay,
cool.
So I guess that's it for this turn.
All right, so you took out 2 of them. Nice. That was kind of cool.
That's fantastic.
Patches.
I'm pretty much standing in Mrs. Goodpot's bedroom. There's a window. Cool.
Yeah. There are still bad guys outside. You don't know where the gnome is, but
I'm gonna hop out the window and just see if I can see anything to see if I can track this gnome. Any broken branches, anything that's being moved, indents in the moss, anything.
Sure, give me a roll.
All right. Perception? Investigation?
Okay, or survival.
Investigation?
Okay.
What would you prefer?
Whatever. You're the one saying you're using it, so give me a roll and then tell me what it is.
Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20, nat 20.
Okay, so that is going to be some information you can use to track this guy.
Sweet.
Are you going off to do that, or are you joining in the fight?
I'm going after the gnome.
What's the timing here?
Gnome.
You're going after the gnome.
Gnome time. Yes, we are all agreed. We are sending patches after the gnome, yes?
Sure,
yes. Yeah. Good. All players agree. Gnome time.
Okay. That's exciting. Because I didn't think I would have to use this contingency plan.
Ooh.
I like contingency plans.
Don't want to go home.
All right, so you're going after the gnome, which brings us to this guy who's just been smacked by a flail. And he drops his lumber and puts his hands up. He's like, you win.
Excellent choice.
So he does nothing else this round. We have 4 shamblers who are right around Marcel. I'm going to have 3 of them attack, and they get a 15, an 18, and a 10. How many times do I hit you, Marcel?
2. Twice. 2 times twice.
Merci. The first attack does 3 points of damage, and the second attack does 6 points of damage.
Okay. I'm down to 12 HP.
You're fine.
I'm fine.
The third shamblers aren't really going to be an issue for you unless something changes. Mm-hmm. So we are at Holler. You have this surrendered guy in front of you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, drop the hat and the vest. Come with me.
All right. He starts disrobing. It's going to take him a couple rounds.
Yep.
All right.
He's a cleric. What can he do? What's he gonna do?
Well.
Heal me? Fine.
So you're basing your idea that he's a cleric on the fact that he has a holy symbol.
That was all sarcasm. But yes, typically. And also we found him in a church. I mean, the logical assumption is cleric.
Yeah. It's very much the logical assumption, I agree. It's not true, but it's
I was picking up what you were putting down, so how is this bomb I just picked up that you put down going to affect me?
I'm glad you used the word bomb.
Mother...
Oh no. I mean, he did say they were done there. Yeah.
So, I am throwing a thing at you.
Good.
It turns visible as it flies through the air.
Does he
How
also turn visible?
he does.
Great.
He also turns visible.
Good.
How's a 15? Does a 15 hit you?
Yes.
All right. So you are covered in green goo, and it sort of hits you and expands very, very rapidly. This sort of it was this ceramic pot, and you've seen this sort of thing before, but whatever this is, it's it is enthusiastic compared to the typical sort of tanglefoot type item. Yep. So you have this green goo that is wrapping you in, they kind of look like octopus tentacles as they're growing out with foam, because it had been foam, but there's some color to this. It's not your turn. You don't have to react to this in any way. But that has happened, and you've gotten the gnome to turn visible.
I have.
You have.
Good for me.
Yep.
Great.
Just in time for Marcel, who has 4 undead around him, to tell us what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm. I do have 4 undead, and even with my cool Horde Breaker ability, I bet I can still only kill 2 of these folks at a time. So
I know how to find out.
Yeah. Well, I think because it's 8 seems to take him down, so the most I could kill is 3, and then there'd still be 1. Are there the other shamblers? What are the other third wave doing?
The third wave got distracted by that big patch of fire that isn't near anyone. So they are... I'm leaving them in the fight because someone might do something to attract their attention, but right now they are effectively a non-issue.
Okay. Well, then what I would like to do is dive through the window, the one that I jumped out of.
Sure.
And take the chair out from behind the front door. And if I can, in the same action, open the door and go...
Diving, moving. Oh, sure.
Oh, merci. I could roll an athletics roll if you wanted me to.
That sounds fun. Let's do that.
Okay, okay. Let's do that. That is a...
You already said yes.
That I rolled a 3, but I have inspiration, so I'll do that again.
Sure.
That is a 2.
All right. So it's going to work. Now,
okay.
I feel like there's going to be a negative consequence. So
Sounds good.
there are several possible negative consequences. the obvious one is that you forgot the exact location of the pit trap, so you do everything and then you spring the pit trap on yourself. But we could also do something like you've broken something of Mistress Goodpot's, or you have perhaps hurt yourself in some way, or what's a negative consequence that comes as you succeed at all of the things that you succeed at doing.
Certainly, I think Marcel has a great idea. I will do this well, and I turn with all of my sort of Errol Flynn energy, and I dive through the window and catch my foot on the sill. So this jerks my body back, and I hit my head very hard against the ground. Okay. So I am bruised, and I can take, I don't know, what you want, like a D6 of damage from that?
Sure. How about 3? 3 sounds right.
3? Okay, so I'm down to 9 HP, and so I stagger up with my pride hurt more than my body, and I open the door and I go, come on.
All right. Hey, Patches, what you doing?
What can I do? How tied up am I?
You're, if you aren't trying to not be tied up, then you're pretty tied up. If you're going to spend your action either trying to burst out of this or wiggle out of this, yeah,
How far away is he?
He's probably, well, he's gnome, so he's slow. I'm going to say 50 feet.
50? Okay. I have to try to get out of this. Yeah.
Okay.
That's really the only option.
Like, I don't know what kind of magic you have. I don't know what your options are.
Yeah, I don't have any fancy magic to get me out of this. All my magic is talking and knowing and healing. That's
useless.
Yeah, right? Yeah, cool. So, yeah, that's what I got. So, unless I can damage it, can I damage this stuff?
How?
With Thunder Wave? Can I blow it off of me?
Maybe.
Because if it fails its save, it moves 10 feet away.
Sure. Why don't you roll your d20 for your spellcasting?
All right. Because then it sounds like a funeral bell, so this gnome knows what the fuck is coming.
Yeah.
10.
Okay. That's going to work. So you blow this stuff off. You are
said
free.
That's going to work. You didn't say it works like it's supposed to.
It works like it's supposed to.
Oh, thank Christ. All right. Okay, cool. Yeah. Boom. And then I look at the gnome. Hi. We need to have a chat. And then I just take off right after him. Just booking towards him.
Okay. Yeah, that's not good for him. So Garth keeps taking his clothes off. That's what he was ordered to do.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. The second wave of shamblers starts stacking up nicely inside the pit that you've built inside your front door.
Hurrah!
And Holler, is there anything I need to know about what you're doing?
I'll probably take him the long way around the grass that's on fire, not the side that's the shamblers, and I'll be like, so, welcome to the Tale of Flowers. We have an extensive menu and drink options, as well as sockets, if that is what does it for you. Not very many rooms are still available. We're currently renovating the facilities.
I'm so sad Patches isn't there. Patches would just be like poking up from behind a bush being like, that's great.
All right.
I want to lead him towards the end, but also like go around any action.
Yes.
We have the most comfortable beds this side of the mist.
Yeah. You can't even see the screaming faces from here. It's great.
All right. So we're back to Bivimar. And I think his best bet is just to cast invisibility again. Because you're like 20 feet from him.
Yeah.
And so he's just gonna do that again. But 20 feet is close. He's
Yeah.
I'm not asking for an insight roll. I'm just telling you, he's panicking.
Good. Because I'm really mad.
Hey, Marcel, there are all these undead in front of you in a pit. Are you going to help any of them out? One of them's still moving.
Oh gosh, these poor unfortunate souls. There is nothing worse than the existential nightmare of being mindless and undead. So I feel it is a service for me to put them out of their condition, and I take the short swords, and I make very surgical cuts, reaching down into the pit. Shall I roll for that? Or?
No, this is your favorite enemy. This just works.
Mm-hmm. Oh, excellent! Thank you.
May I also point out that you heard another boom from the other side of the inn?
That is true.
Yes, because that sound goes out to 300 feet, so you heard another one of those, like, sonorous funeral bells.
That is true. Do I have time to put these out of their misery and chase after the sound?
You can start. You there was only one moving. You finish it off. You start toward it. The inn is big, right? If you look at how far it is north south, and you're right at the north end, and Mistress Goodpot's bedroom is the southernmost room, according to the map you gave me. So you got some distance to cover.
Okay, so I reach in, I cut off one head, like I'm chopping off the head of the green part of a carrot, just sort of very deftly, and then I hear a boom, and I heave the biggest sigh, and it says, "Mon Dieu, it does not end," and I head off towards Goodpot's room.
Okay. Which brings us to Patches. So Patches, there was someone who cast invisibility 20 feet from you.
Yep.
Can you give me another 20? Because when you gave me that 20, I let you find him. And if you give me another 20, I'll let you find him again.
Okay. So I want to ask if I can do something silly, because this is your thing. One of the backgrounds that we have is called Mornland Guide.
Yes.
You don't remember what happened to you on that day, but you were forever changed. Sometimes when you're in the Mornlands, you're able to manifest a pillar that floats in the air to lead you in the direction you wish to go. The pillar usually provides illumination. The direction I wish to go is wherever the gnome is going.
Okay.
I've never done this before. This seems like real dangerous magic.
So
if my insight check doesn't work, I want to do this?
So give me the insight check.
Okay.
Or the whatever investigation or whatever it was.
Investigation, yep. Investigation, and a 6. Nope.
Okay. So the pillar will move more slowly than the gnome. Why don't we... this is a counteroffer, not a ruling.
Okay.
We're going to be wrapping up, and you're going to want to interrogate your prisoner. And then I will work out what information the pillar gives you and tell you what you've learned about where he went. It's not going to be enough for you to catch him because it's slower than him. And all he has to do is zigzag, and you can't figure out where he is.
I won't be able to figure out. Okay.
But I feel like this is awesome, and you should be able to get some information out of this. How does that sound?
Is there another riskier option that lets me capture the gnome?
I haven't thought of one, but I don't want to say no to
I
that.
would just like to... Because I'm within 20 feet of him. I couldn't see him. Pillar's probably not going to work. I just want to jump where he was.
Sure. I mean, he cast a spell and then moved, right?
Right. So
You're going to have to...
I've got like a 1 out of 6 or 8 chance of landing in his square.
Sure. If you can roll an 8 on a d8, you can find a square.
Cool. I'm glad nobody's around to see me just go...
I can probably see it.
You probably could.
How'd you do?
I got the exact opposite of what you wanted me to. I got a 1.
Oh. Okay. So, I am going to give you some information from your fiery pillar.
Cool.
I will work out what that information is between games because I want it to be fun and useful. And you did catch a prisoner, and he was wearing a sizzle vest that has 1 orange circle left on it. Now, the rule, because you've been working with these letter of marque brokers, is that anything you find in the Mournlands, you're required to hand in for the aristocracy of Brayland. But the things don't necessarily go up for auction right away, and you have this patron who has money. So if you request it, she might be able to get you short-term use of some items. A sizzle vest with 1 orange circle doesn't feel like something you'd want long-term anyway. So I'll just put that out there. You get the sizzle vest off. He has the focus rod, and he has that hat with the 2 flickery neon things. Incidentally, when Bivamar became visible, he also had a hat with a glowy thing, but his was behind his head.
Okay.
So what do you want to know from Garth before... I think we're out of combat. I think you guys win.
Thank you. Hooray!
You have successfully defended your base and gotten lots of cool stuff. I should let you interrogate your prisoner before we call it a night, unless you want me to write that up and give you that later as well.
I would like to interrogate the prisoner.
Sure.
It's like,
I mean, I'm
hey,
a huge
Patches,
baby,
I
and
found you someone to talk to like you always wanted.
It's like, as I'm walking around. That's wonderful. Thank you. Yes. All right. Marcel,
Oui?
you're covered in blood. And what was your name, sir?
I'm Garth. The Y is silent.
Excellent. And of course it is. So, you understand how this is going to work. If you don't give us the information that we want, one of my very large companions, one of whom is already covered in blood and the other one is lightly on fire and does not give a shit about it, is going to do something very terrible to you. Are we clear on how this is going?
So, you guys should have just walked out of the inn and waited, and then nobody had to get hurt.
Yes, but you see, you put undead towards us and didn't open communication, so we reacted hostilely because this is our house, you idiot.
Yes, but if you just let us do whatever we wanted, we could have left without hurting you.
I might be too smart for this conversation. Holler, would you like to ask some questions?
Where does the Y go if it's silent? Is it on like the end? Would it be like Garthy?
No,
if people
it's
were sick. Yeah.
Garyth. Garth.
How much would you be willing to pay for a pint of dwarven ale normally?
Oh, normally, is it good ale? or sort of mediocre. For a good ale, I'd pay a couple silver. Normally, I don't like to pay more than a couple copper for ale, but good dwarf ale, I'd go steep on that. Especially if I'd had a wait. You said normally. Okay, so normal is weird. How does normal work?
What is it that you wanted to do here, or we're going to kill you? I'm out of patience and time, and I'm covered in goo.
Yeah, you should wash off that goo. Also, I should wash off that goo. In fact, everybody should wash off the goo. It's toxic.
I'm going to shoot him in the foot.
Okay. So we're establishing how we treat our prisoners. Got it. Okay.
Just very calmly, just like, yes, yeah. Question time.
Ow! It was good advice. I'm trying to help you.
We don't know when we're going to get another customer, Patches.
The situation that you're in.
I got shot.
You did.
Yeah.
And it could happen again.
No, I'm surrendered. I have prisoner rights.
You seem to be unclear as to what hostile people will do to you if you don't answer the questions.
I've answered all your questions. Go ahead. Ask me another one. Just don't shoot me.
Okay, good. At least we've established how this works. What did you want to do here? Why did you attack us?
I told you we wanted to get you out of the base.
Why?
Because that's what the note said.
From who?
He reaches into his pouch and pulls out a note and kind of looks at it.
I'm just going to take it.
Okay. Should I just tell you what the note says?
Please.
Okay. Get the Rough Riders out of the inn any way you can so I can enter and confirm the presence of the object. My boss is on her way and I need to learn a definite answer for her. B, B, B.
Oh. Thank you. And how much were you being paid for this?
That was Zara's thing. She's the one. She's better at talking to people. You know, when I talk to people, we never seem to get as much money as when she talks to people.
I'm shocked.
Also, she doesn't get shot in the foot, and I just think that when I was being so helpful and answering all your questions, you should, instead of shooting me in the foot, not shoot me in the foot.
I am going to take that under advisement. Marcel, would you be so kind as to write that down?
Absolutely. And I go into behind the bar and say, there's always a pen. There is always a pen. I never find this, and I pick it up and I tear off a scrap of paper.
Okay.
So now the question is, what do we do with you?
Oh, I know the answer to that one.
Do you?
Yeah. I want to check in, please. And I think
that's a fine idea.
I think that's where we'll end it. So, thank you for watching Dice Friends. This has been episode 3 of Best of Intentions. This episode, like everything we do, has been brought to you by you. So you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun, or on YouTube by joining as a member of the Loading Ready Run channel. I'm Dale Friesen. I'm an actor, I'm a gamer, I'm an opera singer, and you can find me on Twitter at Dale E. Friesen. Hey, Jacob, who are you, and where can people find you?
My name is Jacob Burgess, and you can find me at Jacob Burgess VO. I am a voice actor, a games writer for tabletop and video games, and the director of operations for Yizward Games. You can usually find me on the Yizward Games Discord at discord.gg/Yizward Games, or on Twitter, as I said, at Jacob Burgess VO.
Thanks. Corey, who are you? Where can people find you?
I'm Corey Andrew Dickinson. Thank you for watching. You can find me on Twitter at Absolar. And that's usually a good place to get in touch with me with any questions you got.
Cool. And Mr. Cowden, Who are you, and where can people find you?
Those empty, lactose-free yogurt containers. There's at least 4 of them in that bin every morning. You don't know where they come from. You can get a clue to this mystery if you go to andrewcounden.com. That's all I'll say about that.
Thank you, and join us in a week for part 4 of Best of Intentions.